Now to something that's getting a lot of attention online and also has many health experts and parents concerned. It's called thigh gap. It's a dangerous trend where people, many of them teenage girls, strive to have space between their thighs. Sadly, this is not a new thing, but with the advent of social media, things like Pinterest, girls are posting pictures of themselves and then comparing the thigh gap, which you can see many problems here. Dr. Greg Jantz is a psychologist and specializes in treating people with eating disorders, and here to talk with us more about this. So not a new thing, but I think what's interesting and important here is that it's not even possible for many people based on their body makeup to achieve this. So this is something that you can't do even if you try to lose weight. So what are your biggest concerns
Okay, well, you know, as an eating disorder specialist, let me just say, we're seeing this more and more. And what happens is, it's actually, the gals call it thigh air. You're supposed to have more thigh air, and having more thigh air, you begin to, that's where you get your value, your self-esteem. But what happens is your body image gets really distorted. And Marnie, you begin to fixate, well, you know, I've got to have skinnier and skinnier thighs, and then it distorts the rest of how you see the rest of yourself. And we see a lot of beginnings of an eating disorder, particularly anorexia.
Starting with something like this.
So, yeah, we get a fixation or an obsession, and also with social media, it teaches us to compare to others. And we're looking, oh, I've got to look like that, and girls will starve themselves, they'll go to great extents. But you know, you pointed out, physically or physiologically, how the body's built, this may not even be possible.
Yeah, so it can be extremely dangerous if girls are trying to achieve this. Has social media made this problem worse?
Oh, I think so. Social media gives me a chance to share pictures, compare to others. Here's the thing, I can show pictures of my thighs and compare to others, and that's acceptable. In other words, it's not necessarily pornographic, it's something that they can show, but then it begins to, again, ripple to other areas of a person's body. They begin to feel inferior, and we see a lot of depressed girls who are already younger age, 12, 13, who have body image disturbances.
So if there's a parent watching at home right now, and this is the first they've heard of this thigh gap or thigh air, what is your advice to them with teenage kids?
Well, first advice is be careful about our own language. Are we using a lot of dieting? Are we presenting that we're unhappy with our bodies? What are we presenting? What are we role modeling? And first of all, let's talk about it. Let's be aware. Let's be aware how our daughters feel about their bodies. Let's make it an open topic.
And that brings us to my last point, which is fitness and having a good, healthy diet and making nutrition the thing that we're talking about. How do we make sure that our kids know that that should be the focus? Well,
healthy nutrition is, again, something that we've got to model for them. And, you know, average teenagers, you know, less than 20% even get the necessary vegetable servings or fruit. It's amazing, the diet. We know the high amounts of sugar. So if we can begin to educate them and say, yes, I want you to feel great about your body. I want you to feel good. And here's some ways that we can work on this together. So healthy nutrition, but it means change for us usually.
Yeah, which I guess the message
it did in our home.
Yeah, absolutely. Muscles are much cooler than, you know, than being too thin. All right, Dr. Jantz, always good to see you. Thank you for helping us get the word out on this.